Okay, as all of you should know, because you should have read the thread on the forums, if you haven't, you're a little son of a bitch, go read the thread, but here is the Friendship Brigade members channel. Anyone can stream whatever they want, game-related that is, as long as they're not faggots. That's important. That's very important. But I'm here to show you how the hell to use Procaster. I have seen a lot of people, mainly spliced, come in and try to stream when they don't know what they're doing. This button, right here, go live, you don't want to hit that yet. Don't want to hit that yet. First off, you want to make sure that you've got the FB open channel selected. It should be selected as soon as you start up, but if it's not, select it. Go ahead and do that. So, you're going to want to make your own custom quality setting. Unless you don't want to go through this, then just go with normal. But since you're here, I assume you want to go through this. Game capture versus desktop capture. For this, we're just going to use desktop capture. If you want to use game capture, be my guest, but figure it out on your own. Desktop capture is much easier because you can just put whatever game in windowed mode and go from there. You don't need to do any special shit to get it working with the game, you just go. So you probably want to go live when you start broadcasting, so make sure that's clicked. Ticked, checked, whatever you want to call it. Auto record, that will just record your stuff to your videos folder. There's some of the random stuff I've got captured for no reason at all. Yeah, these two are unimportant, except for this one, don't check that. Don't check it. We don't want your stuff in the autopilot. Make sure that's unchecked. These two, check this one, don't worry about that one. If it's checked, just leave it, doesn't matter. The output resolution, probably want to make that small. Just so you don't overdo yourself on frame size. The aspect ratio, 16:9 would be best. That is what would fit this box here, but if your capture region doesn't fit the box, it'll just give you some little stuff on the side like that right there. That's not 16:9, but it's working. It'll be fine, just leave it at that. But don't crop it. If you crop it, that'll make everything go bad. Frame rate 20 to 30 or 15 to 30 would be my suggestion. I go with 20 because it's near 15, but not quite, because screw you. The bit rate, this is the one that you're going to want to test stream to find out. Mine maxes out at around 800, but I give myself 200 extra for the audio bit rate and for playing online and whatnot. Keyframe intervals, same as the target frame rate. You might want to play with that a bit too, but whatever. This right here will lock that. You don't want to do that. Over in audio, 96 works well for live commentary. Sample rate, stereo, you know what that does, or you should. The mixer, this is the important step, because when you first start up Procaster, you're probably going to have settings like this. That's probably not good. Or they'll probably both be at 0, which is still not good. Because like this, everything's loud. Everything in the stream is loud. So I want to bring myself back so that I'm not muted, but that I'm not overdoing everything. Like now, I'm just touching into the yellow, but staying mainly in the green. But the music from the stream coming through the speaker audio is overdoing me. This will be your game audio, and when you're streaming a game, we're just using this as an example. Don't worry about it. So I'll pull that back to where it's not about halfway of what happens when I'm talking, maybe a third, whatever. If your microphone that you're using, or your speakers, if they're not in here, click Add Source, then find them. That was my minicam thing. This is my microphone, it's already in there. So there you go. Now you know how to use the mixer. You can do that if you want, but... What? Okay, that stopped the music. Well then. Yep, That's why you don't click things willy-nilly. That probably did something down here in this mixer, so if you click that by accident, there you go. Now it's fixed. Alright, so over here in desktop, show mouse. If you're streaming a game, you don't want that. Both of these will be checked by default. I promise you that, or at least this one. I don't know why they choose to show that one by default and not the mouse. But you definitely want to have highlight mouse turned off. If you have it on, even if you're not showing the mouse, that little yellow blob will be displayed on your screen through the whole thing. And you do not want that. That is terrible. Uncheck that. This will just change where your stuff is saved to. Just leave it in the videos if you don't want to screw with it. Especially if you're not recording. Leave it on record highest quality, because why not? The basic theme is for if you have a slow computer and you want things to run just a tad more smoothly, you can set it to always, or to ask you. I don't have a slow computer, so I use never. We're not talking about the game right now, and we don't need to talk about the hotkeys, because you can figure that out on yourself. You don't need to worry about configuring the channel, and you don't need to worry about promoting or the player. It'll automatically switch to the chat in this window when you start going, and this is where you can all your people like that, and then it'll pop up over there where everyone can see it. So there you go. All your settings will be in this custom quality right there. By the way, you don't need a camera if you're streaming your screen, unless you want to do a face cam, but that's a bad idea. Using two video sources can get a little bit war garbled, maybe, probably. Just don't worry about it. If you want to try a face cam, be my guest. But if you don't worry about it. Okay, once you're all ready to go and you got all that stuff set up, you can go ahead and click go live. And then I actually wouldn't suggest keeping this page open, because then you're going to be uploading your stream and downloading your stream, which is a waste of the connection you could use to stream. But for this purpose, we'll leave this here. This is what I was talking about with bitrate. You'll want to do a few test streams to kind of get this to where you want to go with it. Give yourself a bit of leeway from where this maxes out. But as you can see, it's at 200 when I have mine set to 600. That's because it's not flipping the fuck out like this. If I do this, you see it'll jump up like that. So you'll want to start out a game, sort of fast-paced game, start flipping the fuck out, and then you'll see where you max out at, and then give yourself a bit of leeway. Because as you can see with mine, I can go pretty insane like this, and pretty good at a little over 500 there. The CPU, if you have a slowish computer, you're going to have to lower your quality just to keep your CPU percentage from maxing out, and that'll slow down your stream and your games, and that'll just be a big mess. That'll be a really big mess. I've got 16 FPS for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why. Probably because I'm not really streaming a game, but that'll show you your frame rate. In case you're wondering, this is a shortcut to your mixer here. I haven't got anything playing there now. And then zoom in, zoom out, or I did that backwards, zoom in, zoom out. And then minimize to minimize that bar, which you can then bring back up just like that. And then when you're done with your stream, you click stop, and you're done. Then if you want to save your recording, unless you have it set to auto-save, you can just go ahead and title it, click save. I would suggest actually titling your stream what it is, but I'm not going to save that. We're going to go ahead and delete that, and then it'll go back to the auto-playing music. So there you go. You have done your stream successfully, and you are ready to do more. So there you go. I would suggest getting in contact with a moderator or admin, or just posting in the stream thread when you're going to stream. That way we can add you to the calendar and all that stuff. I've probably stated this in the thread, but I haven't typed it yet. So I'm going to go type that thread. You go ahead and you do stream stuff. What the fuck? Oh, right.